Then we should be on, right?
We're here.
Hell yeah.
What's up?
Welcome, guys. You have found the Pints and Profits show. And oh man, I just made a mess here. I'm sorry. Welcome to the show. I am Dennis. I'm the Free King Flipper. I have been selling on eBay, like 2000, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. Part-time, and then I went full-time, and I love finding G.I. Joes. That's really my story.
Nice.
And I love craft beer.
There you go. Guys, Sky here from Christian Flips. I've been selling since 2019, and I am a 99.99% clothing seller. And I do love IPAs, but however, I am not drinking IPAs tonight. I'm drinking iced tea.
Hard tea? Hard tea?
No, it's regular tea.
No.
Regular tea per doctor's orders. So, cheers. Good.
So good when it hits your lips. Almost like drinking nice cold iced tea. It's almost the same thing. Sorry
Soon.
about that.
Very soon. Very soon. I'll be back in the saddle very soon.
We have a tremendous show for you tonight. We have some great topics. We have some possible eBay glitches. Possible. We have a really fun trivia game. So brush up on your, I'll give you a hint, eBay trivia. eBay trivia.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not?
We do have some great reselling tips for you. And I'm going to talk about some weekend sales. And we talked about the coupon. Remember that from 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not you should be using it or how much you should be using it. So I want to start with that coupon glitch that we saw. Was that yesterday?
I think
2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah. Because I reached out to you about it, yeah.
Tell us what you saw on the...
So this is what I saw. So I cross-post everything from eBay to Poshmark, right? So as I'm copying and pasting, I do it all manually, right? I don't use any platforms. I do it all manually. So when I'm copying and pasting, I was looking at my listing and I noticed on my item that was listed, my coupon was gone, disappeared. And I'm like, what in the F is going on? So looked at it, and I had messaged you. I'm like, dude, can you check your listings? Because I can't find it. I know it's there because I go to my seller hub and I see an active coupon, but it was disappeared. Buyers weren't seeing that coupon. So it wasn't until you messaged me back, right, with how you found out the glitch. So how did you find it?
Yeah, so normally if you click on one of my items, right in like a nice big banner, it'll say like save whatever percentage off by using code, whatever you have. It wasn't there. But so I went on my promotions page there and it said it's active.
Right.
I even went further and I ended it and I restarted it. And I went back to one of my listings and I'm like, it's just not there. So I'm like, I don't understand at all. So then I went to your page. Same thing. Went to one of your items. Nothing. It mentions nothing about a coupon. Not until I took that item and I put it in the cart.
Yep.
And then it says you save something.
Yeah. So some reason eBay they were hiding that coupon.
Right. And then I think it was yesterday. I think it only lasted for a day.
It wasn't long. I even think it was like later in that evening where everything got corrected. And I can tell you how I noticed that. But it was the same thing. Like I went to your store, put stuff into a cart, and I'm like, holy shit, it's gone. So put that in a buyer's perspective. They're searching for whatever item they want to find. And he doesn't have a coupon. We'll move on to the next guy. Like it's hurting sales on that side. I'm
not going to get crazy with it.
Yeah.
But last week was fire. Probably one of my best weeks I've had in months. And then they had to do something, hide the coupon. And have you noticed my sales this week? Half as much.
It's like, just leave the shit. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Don't every day go in there and change more.
Why are you trying? What are you changing it for?
No,
it wasn't broken.
No, and it's funny. Like I said, I noticed that night, like all day I had no offers, no watchers, no sale, like nothing all day. And then around like 7 o'clock, it was like sale, offer.
Yeah.
Like it got turned back on. And then, the next day I went on and everything was back to normal. So
are you saying that the coupon did something to your sale? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that glitch fucked up my sales.
You are conspiracy theorying like crazy. Is that a verb? Conspiracy theorying?
It is. Well, it is now.
It's an action word. It is an action word. Give me your proof of that.
The proof of the conspiracy is said glitch was happening, right?
Okay.
Sales dropped off, offers dropped off, watchers dropped off. The glitch gets fixed, and activity returns. Just like that. Now, I wasn't making like tons of sales, but activity was there. I was able to get 3 or 4 sales that night, getting a bunch of offers, getting some watchers. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think that's a conspiracy, Dennis. I think that's a fact.
I think it's a fact. I'm wearing this just to protect my brain from it. I don't want to get eBay like weird airwave radiation. But I totally agree with you. I could see before and after, and even before I'm like, why are my sales so low right now? And then you happen to say their coupon is gone.
Yeah. I was pissed. I was like, just why?
I haven't recovered yet, by the way.
I
have not recovered yet from that. It Sunday, Monday, pretty good, and then all of a sudden they mess with the coupon thing, and then just goes.
Yep.
And now it's kind of trickling back up, but it's not.
It's crazy how that happens.
So
crazy.
Again, I'm running a sale. I don't want to end and sell similar. Like, why would I do that?
Right.
So they've left me no choice just to leave everything alone and organically, I guess, recover. But please, if you're listening, just leave it alone.
Just leave it.
There's no problem. I was rolling. I was just absolutely slamming.
There's a lot of people, a lot of sellers that they're struggle. Like, okay, my sales aren't great, and then now this happens. Let's just add another wrench into like the bullshit we have to deal with.
Yep. And then they get discouraged. Like, why wouldn't you?
Right.
And then the whole game is, if we are not getting paid and making sales, then they are not making any money.
Right.
So why are you messing with it? Why? That lighthouse, it was like right on me. It was directly shining on me. I'm sitting there like, it was like hourly sales. That's how crazy it was.
Those are good days.
This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it was like 3 or 4 days in a row. And then we had to tweak something because I don't know, we got nothing else to do. So let's mess with stuff.
It was a slow night in eBay room 605. They had to try something new. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Let's get rid of that where it says coupon. Just get that off the page. I don't want the customer to see that there's coupon.
Yeah.
Even though there is one.
It's wild.
I got it to the point where you didn't even have to type it in. You didn't even have to enter the promotional code or coupon. It just already came up.
Yeah.
It was already,
But again, the buyers aren't going to go that far and try to figure that out. They just want to see it ahead of time.
Correct.
No sale, no coupon. Next. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or what is this item? Oh, and a coupon. Oh, I'm going to buy this item.
Right.
What is the coupon? Let me type that in real quick. Cool. I get it. No, you couldn't even see it.
Well, they must have known because they fixed it pretty quick. I mean, 24 hours. I guess that's pretty quick, but yeah.
Oh, that is annoying.
that is. Hey, what's up, Chad?
2 weeks ago was horrible sales. Last week was awesome. This week, not good yet. Yeah, I'm about the same, Chad. Last week was sick. I made my quota in 2 days. 2 days. And
so
it was off the chain.
Yeah, I definitely suffered by being on vacation. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The slow sales. I think I left on Monday, but I didn't list. So figure Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, back to Monday. I didn't list. I had some drafts. I did NSL similar, but I let it go. And I had this conversation with you. I'm like, dude, I'm just letting eBay go. I'm enjoying my vacation. I'm not gonna be stuck on the phone. I think I came home. I shipped out like 25 items on that Monday. Not bad, right? It is what it is. But I took a big hit, and now I'm trying to get it back. I mean, because so Monday I didn't list anything on Monday. Tuesday, I'm listing 5, 8. I'm trying to bring it back up. I don't want to go in automatically at 15 a day, and then eBay like, oh, why is this guy now listing 15 a day and he has less than 10 days? So I'm bringing that listing up each day, and it's working. It's working. I had 7 sales today, so it's working. Right, it's getting there.
Yeah.
But it's like starting all over. Like you have to rebuild your store when you take time off, and is it a punishment? I don't know. It's frustrating. Shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to worry about that. People should still find your items. And I did the time away 10 down to 5, 4, 3.
I thought you did handling time.
Handling time. I'm sorry. I did handling time. I just adjusted the days. But I had to start up at 10 days because it doesn't give you – it goes 5-10.
5-10, yeah.
So, here I'm putting a 10-day handling time on my first 2 days. And it's like
no one.
Skip.
Yep. And
then once I got down to like Thursday, Friday, when I put it back down to normal time,
bam.
Sales come back, Yep. So it is what it is. I'm getting it back, working slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's the price you pay for going on vacation.
It is, but I'll take, and I don't mind. I that time away. You need the time away.
Yes.
And I used to always be that guy on vacation, like I'm working. I'm stressed out. I can't enjoy my vacation because all I care about is eBay.
Right.
I totally complete different mindset right now. Go away.
Like, are you even on vacation?
Right. And I think you made the comment. I think you made the comment of like, eBay will always be there, but the family time and those memories, they're only here for a little bit of time.
Right.
Enjoy that time. So guys, if you're watching, take that vacation. Take it. Put eBay behind you. Go away. Do something.
It's just a week. And if you really are afraid of doing that, just plan ahead. Know that my sales are probably going to suck.
Yeah.
Don't let it be a complete surprise to you, and just plan it and then enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So
good point.
Speaking of like going away and not being able to do all that stuff, I really don't have an answer to this yet. I'll probably have to think on the fly, but let's say you get sick to the point where you're hospitalized. Do you have any type of contingency plan? Like, I can't source, I can't list, I can't package items, I can't fulfill orders. Has that ever like crossed your mind?
Well, here's the thing. So I was in the hospital today. I went to the ER this morning, got out about 2:00. But going into it, I was really thinking I wasn't coming back. I mean, I was going to be admitted. I was really sick this morning.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm like, well, shipping. I got shipped tomorrow. What am I going to do? So I'm in the waiting room talking to Jen. I'm like, you got to ship tomorrow. She goes, can we not talk about eBay? Like, you're in the hospital. Right. I go, but no, we have to come up with a plan, because if I'm going to be admitted, I need to either FaceTime, because she doesn't do the shipping, I do. So it was a situation like we need to FaceTime in the morning and work this out. Simple. But I wasn't worried about like the sourcing and the listing stuff. That was back in the back burner, but the shipping has to be done.
Yeah.
Whatever in the business that you skip in the process, don't skip that shipping part. So yeah. I don't have a back. There's no backup plan. She doesn't know how to do it. None of my kids know how to ship. It would be something on the fly, and I just like, okay, figure it out. Hit print. I'll tell them how to ship the labels. What
I'm
packaging
kind
do
of
you
in the
use?
same boat.
It's
I'm in the
tough.
same boat. I would have to basically just walk them through every single step, and God forbid there were like 30 or 40 items
I
to
know.
go out. That would take them hours to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we take it for granted that we do it, you know, every 3 day or, you know, every 2 days. I ship two day handling time, but I normally ship Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't know. I have a system.
Yeah.
You know, I know where everything is. I
It would
know
it
how to
would
pack
it would be tough.
breakables.
It could be
It
done.
would
I
get
mean,
it would get done.
yeah, I think Diane could figure it out
Yeah,
if you walked her through it.
but
I
it would
guess if
take
you were,
at least twice as long.
oh God, yeah,
At least.
at least.
So, you guys, do you have any contingency plans? Do you have a partner in crime that helps you, you know, pick up the slack if you go down, or let's say you got the flu, let's say you had surgery, something like that. Let us know in the comments. I want to get to this real quick, talking about eBay stuff. So I use my phone primarily for listing. I don't list on the computer. And recently I noticed that they moved. Let's say I want to search a video game because I have one. I search it up, and then I want to do sell similar, right?
Okay.
But I go back to the little place in the top where you can tap it, and then it brings up the keyboard. They put the heart thing there to favorite.
Yes, I saw that.
And I keep hitting it. It's driving me crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
like,
funny.
No, I don't want to Why would you put it right there? I don't understand.
It makes no sense.
All right, I'm glad you saw that.
I saw that too, and I was like,
it's driving me nuts.
I keep clicking. I'm like, I don't want to favor your store. Stop.
And then you have to like clear it out and then go back and unclick it, and then it's like, you sure? Are you sure you? I'm like, yes. Please move that somewhere else. Why does it have to be right in the search screen? Like,
no, because it was always on the item. You pull up the item and it's
yes,
not on the top search bar.
I can click it there, not in the search bar. Like,
I have one for you.
It's driving me crazy.
Now you think about it, I have one. So I list on my phone as well. So when you're going through item specifics and you're scrolling down, have you noticed that it scrolls back up on you automatically? Yes.
Wait, what?
So you're on your phone listing, right? And you're doing item specifics. They're entering blue.
And I go to click it, and it goes wing.
Goes all the way back up. Like multiple times.
It takes me so long to fill those in because it's constantly like, oh, here it is right here, and goes wait.
Yeah.
Like, no, and then you bring it back down.
And you forget where you are.
Yep.
Another one.
What is that all about?
There's no reason for that. It's automatically scrolling it up for you. Why?
I don't know. And then to try to get to the bottom of the page, you have to like do it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, it makes listing so hard.
And it's not longer. The app. I've updated the app. It's completely up to date. It's just one of those things. The quirky picker says, I do not have a contingency plan. I often think about what would happen if I were to pass.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do when I pass.
What's that?
I'm done.
You're done. Right? You're done. Right.
I already told you I'm going to have Jen call you and you come get my shit.
That's a good point.
That's it. I mean, I'm done because she doesn't want to do it.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess it's kind of the last thing that my family would even think about, honestly.
Because I don't, it's same in my family. I bet in yours, they're not interested in it.
No.
They don't want to do it.
No.
It's like, it's our passion. It's not their passion.
Right. To somebody else, it's a job or a chore.
Yeah. They would have all that shit in garage sale and get rid of it all.
That's probably what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
They would probably have to call eBay and say, this is what happened. Right. He's no longer here. You know, we need to close down the store or whatever, what have you.
Yeah.
You know, if you get defects, oh well.
Yeah. Oh well, you're done.
And then all of this would be just liquidated.
It's sad to think about because it's not something you want to think about. No.
It's an up and running business.
Yeah.
Somebody could come in here and literally just take over and continue the business. But, I don't know. I'm not going to say that my kids aren't interested at all. They might be.
They might be. I know, like,
but they don't understand how much work it is.
Right.
That's where the passion part
right
comes in. So
yeah, it's a good question though, Chad. It's one of those things like what do you do? You never know, right?
What would Chad, did you have anybody that would take it over, or would you like we were talking about, would it just be over, liquidated, close the store down and be done with it? Let us know. All right. Here we go. This is great. I did a little research today, and I want to play an eBay trivia game. Some of these have probably been in the news, or you guys have heard about the answers here, but I did not know all of these, and I was just wondering, So, do you know? Question one. There's 3 questions. Okay, 3 questions. There are no awards. What is it? The answers are made up, and the points don't matter.
That's it.
However that goes. What was the first item ever sold on eBay? Do you know this?
I've seen it before. Was it like a pen? Or something like that?
So close. You're so close.
A pen. So close. Something like, yeah.
You are right around it. Same shape.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue. I've seen that all, like, so many times, people talking about that. What is it?
A broken laser pointer.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
A broken laser pointer for $14.83 was the absolute first sale on eBay. That's wild to me.
Yeah. And what year and when was that? 86?
Gotta be
89?
Wasn't it like 95? 94, 95?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's not one of my questions.
Okay.
All right. Question number 2. What was eBay's first name? It went through 2 renditions. One didn't happen.
I've seen it before. People talking.
So the owner wanted to call it Auction Web. And then he decided he wanted to call it Echo Bay. And they said, no, somebody already has that business, Echo Bay.
Yeah.
And he just shortened it to eBay.
Okay.
So back to that question about contingency plan. Chad said, yep, I have somebody would have to shut down his store and then just sell off all the inventory, 10 cents on the dollar.
Yep.
So you get like 20. This is horrible to think of. If you get like 25 grand worth of inventory, sell it all for $2,500.
Yeah.
Just,
family wants it gone.
Like all this, they just give all this away.
Yep.
They just give it away.
Yeah.
And then sell that, because in reality, the house is worth way more than what you have in it. So you want this crap gone. All right. Back to the last trivia. Do you know what the most expensive item sold on eBay is?
Listed or sold?
Sold.
Sold. Yeah.
The most
1.4.
Do you want to know what it is?
Sure.
It is one of those super yachts. Those crazy private super yachts. Yeah.
Wow.
So
was it sold recently?
I didn't.
No, you don't know.
I didn't mark it down.
It's got to be 20 million, maybe 24 million, 100 million, 200 million, 800 million.
$168 million super yacht.
That shipping would be pretty expensive on that. Free shipping?
Local pickup.
Okay.
Local pickup. Imagine the
free shipping to Australia.
Yeah. Like, why would you sell that on it? I don't know.
Right.
I don't get it, but those are just some of the things I found. There was a whole bunch of other weird ones.
That's pretty neat. Yeah.
Just to know what platform, for me, not like 90% of my stuff is sold on eBay. I just wanted to know a little bit more about some of the crazy stuff. It got into like some of the crazy Cheetos that were sold and
right. Like I know like the sand from Tom Brady when he announced his retirement, some shit like that. But
this was
bought
$168 million. Imagine you paying the whatever 13%.
Oh my God.
Fee. This was before promoted items, but imagine if you promoted that.
It was probably like before Facebook Marketplace too.
Right. And eBay said, yeah, you know what? For that super yacht, yeah, we suggest a 12% promoted.
right. And we'll take your 13.5% and
holy cow.
And good luck shipping. And what happens if they return it?
Right. No returns. Yes, there are. Sorry.
There are.
All right, let's move along to I want to talk about, I think it was 2 weeks ago, or I might have even talked to Sell Trash Get Money about sales, but I think it was you that we kind of chatted with. Do you use a coupon, a sale, like all of these things? And people are like, bro, why is it so cheap? I'm not going to buy it.
Right. Yeah, I think that was on one of our shows. Yep.
Yeah. So if you remember, I was running just a weekend sale because my sales were so bad. I did 25% off with very little effect. Very little. So let me update that to this past weekend. I lowered it down to 15%. And it was great.
Plus your coupon, plus the coupon.
That's always there. Coupon runs constantly. And then I kind of try to like boost up, especially if I'm having a super slow week. I'm like, I have to salvage something this weekend. So I'll throw on just a weekend sale.
Yeah.
Late Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, it ends Sunday night. That's it. But I noticed that the lower 15% did very well. The high 25.
Right. Same. I got a same example.
Nothing.
Same. So when we had that conversation, I was running, this seems extreme, but I was trying to get some sales. I was running a 20% sale and a 20% coupon. Wow. And nothing converted. That the sale, I think I told you, I had 0 sales from that sale. It was all coupon. I think because people see something so cheap, they're like, why is it so cheap? Why is he getting rid of it? So I got rid of the coupon. I got rid of the sale.
Wrong with it.
I took off the sale, the 20% sale, because I was running a 20 and 20. I'm like, this isn't working. Why am I wasting my time running sales? All I'm getting is watchers. That's all I'm getting. No one's buying anything. So sales gone. And I went to a 22% coupon. And that seems to be converting more than the previous promotion. Yep.
All right. So I think I'm going to try that next.
It's like
maybe I'll bump my coupon up and then get rid of it.
I try different things to see like what sticks. And just in my experience, the sale doesn't work. The sales don't work for me. It's the coupon that converts all the time. I would go on the limb and say 9 out of 10 sales are coupon.
Wow.
No sale. So I'm going to keep running with that 22% sale or coupon.
22%
coupon, and it just gets no sale. And
all right.
I don't know. I'm going to run with that until it doesn't work.
It's like we're all chasing it. It's almost like the reverse of the race to the bottom. It's the race to Scott's doing a coupon and he's promoting at 5%. I'll do a coupon and I'll do 8%. And then the next guy's going to do 9%.
Right.
And eBay's just sitting there going, you fools.
Bring it in.
You absolute fools. Keep going. Keep going. What was the fact that they made more money in promoted, what they got, the kickback from promoted items, than they did for actually selling all of the items?
Right. Dude, here's a perfect example.
So they're in a promotional business now. Not
the money they make off promotions is insane. Insane. Yeah. So here's a quick story. I found a pair of these jeans. They're like a pair of Madewell, like the 90s look. They weren't vintage, but they had the 90s, like high-waisted, bell bottom type thing. Yeah. Someone had the same exact pair of jeans on eBay listed for $6.70. And that never sold.
Wow.
I listed mine for $48 and it sold.
Okay. So
perfect example of someone seeing something super cheap for 90% off.
Right. It's either fake or there's something wrong with it, or it's a scam.
Right.
Because they know if they're looking for a certain item, they kind of know what market price is. And so if you're below the market, okay, that's cool. But if
that's why it's so important to be in your niche of like, you know what the comps should be around. You know what
I mean? I like to sell stuff cheap because I get it for free. But I'm learning.
But if you know something sells for $50, you're not gonna list it for $6.
No. That's crazy to me.
It's
and
crazy.
And it could bite you in the ass. Someone, like we said, why is it so cheap? Is it fake? Is it real?
And in my opinion, I mean, it's just my opinion, that ruins the market. So the next person say that those jeans sold for $6.70, the next person comes around, like, what? Yeah. Why is something sell for $6?
You always see that comp too when you research.
Oh God, yeah.
You're like $50, $45, $59, $3. What? $3?
Yeah. Then you're thinking maybe I don't have anything good.
Yep. We're like, how did that get there?
Yeah.
That's the dude. I don't know. I put it on an auction, 99-cent auction. That's probably what it was. That's bad.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a bolo for us?
I do. I have 2 bolos. Is that good? One is a show and tell, and one's a talk about.
I love show and tell. I love show and tell.
Let's go with the one I don't have in front of me. So the brand is called Grayson.
Okay.
Now, there's 2 Graysons out there, and that's where you got to be very specific. So it's Greyson. There's also a Grayson that I think is sold in Walmart. So the Greyson.
No way.
Yeah, the tag looks almost the same. So Greyson polo shirts. Okay. I found a couple of those, but they usually comp around 35 to 40 consistently.
Never. All right. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick.
There's also Grayson that they do collabs with, like Masters collection. You know what that is, right? The Masters polo.
I do not.
You know?
Oh wow, these are nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Greyson.
Yep.
Grey.
Grayson polo.
The
sell-through rate. I think the sell-through rate's around 75%. But they do sell. They sell pretty fast. They sell for decent money.
Have all sold today.
Yeah. And I can't see the price. What are they around? 25.
I've
30.
got a brand new one for 60, used for 35, 52, 25, 30, 40. There's a 50 in there, 37.
Yeah. So if you can find
38, 34, 46.
Yeah. And those are the type of brand that if I see like that in the thrift store for $6-7, I'll buy it. And there's also Grayson does a collab with Masters. So the Masters collection is like the Masters golf tournament, right? I sold a Grayson Masters collab for $75.
Wow.
So they're out there.
Yeah. 15 of them sold today. So
yeah, it's great. So if you see Grayson, I don't see it a lot. I think I maybe found it 4 times.
I had no idea what that was.
Well, now you do. Add it to your collection. And I guarantee on the Cape, you will find it because all the golfers out there.
Golf, yes.
You'll find it. End of the season. Here's my next.
I find Grayson.
Yeah, you just laugh and walk away.
That's just okay.
All right. So here's a brand. These are just listed tonight, so that I got them folded. So let's take them off. This brand is called Canali. Okay.
All right. Can you spell that one for us?
Canali. Canali. It's a dress attire, suit jacket. Ronnie from the Cape, I know he knows exactly what Canali is. So these are wool, 100% wool. Canali dress pants. And they comp around 50, give or take the size.
Can you see the prices?
There's a 65,
175 new, 46, 47.
Yeah,
I like that. 45.
Yeah, give 35. Or take. I listed it for 50. I'm gonna take an offer. But And I got those $1 a day. So, got them for $1.
Sick.
But again, that's another brand. If I saw them at a thrift store for $6.99, I wouldn't spend $15 for those. But,
Right.
$6.99 is what they charge at the thrift store in my area for those. I'm going to grab them. So look out for Grayson with an E, and look out for Canali. Matthew Fisher.
Welcome. This is me going by. I'm like, Goodfellow, Canali. That's the extent of my knowledge.
So
what is this? Grayson? This is crap.
Yeah, now you know. You're going to find it now. So, hey, Nick Rinaldi, Masters collabs with Grayson, Peter Millar are also good. They instantly sell common in clothing, but those master collabs are pretty close to it. Yeah. Anytime you find a Masters collab, they collab with Titleist, nice. Peter Millar, any of those golf brands, they sell so fast. And you can get usually more money towards the Masters tournament than like off season.
Oh, okay. So you're saying they're going to sell year round anyway?
They'll sell year round, but as you get closer to like April, those things are going to sell like hotcakes.
Yep. Wow. Cool. Great brands.
Yeah.
I had no idea what they were, but
Adam
added in. Mine is kind of in the same realm as you. It's Star Wars micro collection.
Yeah, it's close.
So close to what you like to sell. I fell into some of this. I'm a Star Wars geek. But this stuff was I don't know. I'm not going to say it was unpopular. Everyone likes the regular size action figures, right? These are small. As you can see in this picture here, that's Darth Vader. It's probably 1.5 inches tall.
Okay.
And they're die cast. They're like little die cast pieces. But then they sold kits, like the little play sets. Like here's the Hoth play set. What I found was this one here. This is the ion cannon. I found that. I found a bunch of figures. I found this, where they freeze the freeze chamber where they do the Han Solo and they froze him. I found that. And where is the Millennium Falcon? I found that somewhere in here. And it sold for pretty good money, 30, 40, 50 bucks. Yeah. It was not even complete. It was just parts. But here you can see some of the stuff that's, for some reason, look at the, can you see that? Where they priced it all the way down to $2.90. Wow. So I'm not going to say that it was unpopular back then. I think it was overshadowed by the regular toys.
Yeah.
But now these are selling for over $100. Here's a couple of the ships here. You got the Snow Speeder, X-Wing, TIE Fighter, $175. And it's pretty recent stuff. Like this is all sold within the last month or so. But micro collection. Don't be confused with micro machines. There is a line out there. This is not that. This is made by Kenner, who had the contract to make the look at this. Just the little Han Solo and Carbonite sold for $30.
Wow.
Here you go. Here's the Millennium Falcon. Not complete at all, $65. Mine was pretty close to complete. Sold for, what do you sell it? I sold for like $75. But if you see it and you're like, what is this? It's really small. And a lot of it is die cast. And then the play sets are plastic.
Yeah.
So if you're at a yard sale and you see that stuff, that's what it is. And it'll be marked too. If you flip it over, it'll have the date on it. It'll say Kenner, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, and it'll have the date on it. So now that you know, even parts, it doesn't even matter if it's complete.
It's like you with clothing. I don't even look. And I know I'm missing, man. And I know I'm missing out on that shit too.
I got a whole tub of it for $10. And I probably made $230, $240. And I didn't actually know what it was. I just knew it was Star Wars. And I'm like, 1982? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm buying this.
Yeah, I got to start looking out for that.
And then there was a red line in there too. Hot Wheels red line just sitting on the bottom. And that paid for the whole thing.
Nice.
So that's another bolo for you guys. If you're not looking at Hot Wheels, You know, the stupid little bags that they put like the plastic bags with the cars in them at like Savers and
Right.
what is that? They don't have Savers out there. They have
I've
Desert
seen it.
Industries.
Yeah, they don't have that out here, but I know I've seen them. I've seen what you mean.
Yeah, I'm always looking at those, and I'm like holding the bag. And I'm kind of examining it, and you find one red,
Yeah,
red line Hot Wheels in there.
they probably hide them. They probably hide them inside
15,
so they can go back later and find it.
They probably do, but I know they miss stuff. I know they absolutely miss stuff. So yeah, so that's my only bolo. Star Wars Micro Collection.
Gotcha.
Not Micro Machines. It has nothing to do with that. And then can you give us those two brands again? Canali,
Canali, Canali, and Grayson with an E.
Grayson with an E.
Yeah.
Love it. So I will be looking for that stuff this weekend because there's a ton of yard sales. Finally. Good. That's my jam. Last thing I have on my agenda was I wanted to talk a little bit about some reseller tips for you newbies. Is there any special tools, any special equipment, any special, I don't know, items that you buy or where you buy them or what kind they are? Is there anything that you have like that?
I can go over, like, because I'm a clothing seller, I can kind of go over my process and maybe help out some other clothing sellers, just how I do it. It's not the right way. It's just, if I find this to be the easiest way for me. Okay. So I got props. Ready?
Nice. I love this stuff. Props. Let's do it.
Okay. So when I ship my clothing, all right, I put them in these bags, these clear poly bags first. The clothing automatically goes in these bags, right? Which looks like this when it's in, right?
Pretty professional looking. Yeah, I like that.
So I use these bags, and then I store them into these boxes, right? These are 20 by 10 by 10 boxes. And in these boxes, you can see that everything has a SKU. As you can see that here. So SKU number, right? Wow. Can you kind of see that?
That's awesome.
So I SKU everything in order. So if someone goes and buys it, I just look at the SKU number. So I take these boxes, and in the room behind me, I have shelves, plastic shelves. Okay. And these are all numerically on the plastic shelves, numerically ordered, right? In a circle. So if I know if someone buys something in SKU number 2550, I know it's on that wall. And I mean, it's all in order if I listed it. So that's how I do it. And then once I sell this item, let's say I sell this item, I now have two options how to ship it: a black poly bag or an eBay poly bag. That's it.
What's the difference?
This one's a little bit lighter than this one. It's about 3 ounces lighter. So if I know it's close to a pound, I'll switch to this to drop the price down.
Nice. Okay.
And then if it's, say I ship this, which is 2 pounds, to California, I know that first ground advantage is going to be not cheap. It's going to be, $8, $10, $12. I then use a padded flat rate. Okay. Nice. Stick in here, and it costs about $9.40 to ship to California in the padded flat rate. So that's my process. That's how it works.
And then you never use the SKU numbers again.
I never use the SKU's gone. It's gone. Just numerically forever and ever.
And you print those out.
Yep, I print them out. So here, this is what it looks like when I print them out. I have a program I use. I just use a roller label, and they're just
nice.
All done.
Very cool.
I do it by myself. I don't pay anybody. I just sit down and type in the numbers when I want to do it. And then one more thing with Poshmark, because I sell on Poshmark too. This is all I ship in Poshmark.
That's
it. One of those. So that's my process. Is it how?
So those are not flat rate ones, right?
The Poshmarks.
Those are just like
these are priority. This is a padded flat rate, and this is just a priority mail. Because Poshmark's all priority.
Priority.
So it goes in one of these. That's it. Or in a box or something, a USPS box.
Outstanding.
So yeah, that's what I do. It works for me. As a clothing seller, that's how I'm set up. I find it to be the easiest way. I mean, you can do the bin method, but I found when I first started, I was doing the bin method, And
what's the bin method? Is that
like,
what I do?
like the clear bins. I don't know how you store your clothes, but like
I just throw it all in a bin, and then I have to shuffle through it every time I
that's
sell
the problem.
something.
So if I sell something in a bin and it says bin A, I got to
Oh, I
now
don't even
search.
label them. I just throw
So
it
I got
all
to
in the bin.
search. That's how I started. You have to search through bin A, and it's at the bottom, and you'll spend an hour trying to pull 20 orders.
Right.
Where now I just go into the room and 20 orders takes 30 seconds. So
yeah,
that's my way. I see a lot of other resellers doing it that way. Works for me. So
it seems very clean, very to the point. Like, you know exactly where to look. And
yeah, because you can send anybody in there. I'll have my grandkids sometime help me. Like, hey, Julian, you want to come out and pull orders? And I'll just tell them 1550. Go climb up on the ladder, 1550, pull it down.
That's awesome.
Anybody could do that. Anybody can pull for you. That's the beauty about that.
So back to what we were saying with contingency planning, you go down for a week. That's very easy for someone to actually go in and
that
do
part's
that.
easy. That part's easy where they can just find the SKU number and pull it.
Yeah. And then if it's a Poshmark, you're just printing out the label. It's not, you're not weighing anything. You're not measuring anything.
Well, that's the beauty of Poshmark. I mean, there's the beauty, there's a good side and a downside of Poshmark, but the good side of it is you can just throw in a USPS envelope and ship it.
Like Chad and I,
you can't do that.
Doing that. No one's doing no.
Not
we would have to go into
said.
Wherever we have all of our inventory. God forbid you don't know where it is. You're never going to find it here.
Yeah.
Just pulling orders for me. If I went down over here, go find a CD and a DVD.
Yeah. I would struggle. I would struggle doing that in your system. You don't have a system. You know where it is.
I know where it is. That's really it. That's really all it is. And it's good and bad. Like, I know where everything is, but nobody else does. Right. Nobody else knows how to do it. So I don't know. I won't talk about my system. It's my own system. I don't recommend it for anybody. It's literally shelves back there. And, one will be glass, one will be mugs, one will be electronics, one will be hardware. There'll be one for because I'm an everything seller. So I sell anything and everything. I have sold breast pumps. I have sold Stephen King books. I have sold tools, Raydon coffee mugs. You name it. And it's
I know this would be a lot of work for you to do. But would you ever like the shelves behind you label each shelf? So like top shelf A1, bottom shelf A2, and then re-skew everything to those shelving.
Yeah.
That would take a long time.
The only thing I would do is I would label each shelf, and then in the little section when your item description section, all those little things, there's a place you could put a number there.
Yeah.
Or a shelf number or whatever.
Well, that's how I find my SKUs in a SKU site, right?
Yeah.
SKU section. It would be it's a lot of work. I had to do it when I switched over from the bin method to this. I had to do every single one by hand.
It's too much work for me now. Yeah. And I've been doing it this way since I started. So again, I won't be a hypocrite. I'm bashing eBay because they just change things to change things. I'm not going to, this works right now.
Right.
Now, if it didn't work, I would go in and try to do something else.
Right.
I'm carrying a load of about 1,450 to 1,500 items. If I doubled that, then yes, I would absolutely have to go to something like you're talking.
And that's the beauty of what we all do. Like, everyone's method and system is different. It works for them. So ours isn't the right way. That person next to me is not the right way. It's their way. So that's your way. This is my way. And the next person who sells clothing has it their way. No one's wrong.
Nope.
It's what works for you.
So back to, so we're talking about reselling tips. We're talking about how you do things, products. Scott just showed you a really nice way of doing clothing. Since I don't do clothing, I will talk about some of the tools I use. I obviously, one of the best tools you can get is a label printer.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The days of printing it out on paper and cutting it out and then using all of that tape. I know there's people out there that still do that. And if you can afford a label printer, it will pay for itself.
It'll pay for itself in a month.
It really will. It really will.
I started that same way, Dennis. I cut everything out.
I did too.
And then you're going through ink like every 3 weeks, going to buy ink. You're trying to get it refilled. Ink runs out. Paper runs out. You run out of tape. Oh my God. It is. But again, that's an expense. And if you're a new reseller, you don't have $300 for a print or whatever they cost now. I'm sure they're lower. It's an expense, and it's a hard expense to come up with. Maybe ask for Christmas or your birthday, or if you have family members. Like my roller printer, the kids chipped in and got it for Christmas for me one year.
That's awesome.
Like, try to go that way if you don't have the money up front to do that, because it's expensive.
That's probably one of your biggest purchases, I would say, right? As a reseller,
and a computer if you need one.
It's got to be in a computer or your cell phone. I mean, those are really the three biggest things. The other thing you want to get, maybe not Scott, is some type of scale. This is a wicked cheap scale.
I got the same scale. I weigh everything. You have to have a scale.
The old Accutech.
Yep.
I got this off of eBay. I think it was like $15.
So did I.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it still has the same batteries in it from like 3 years ago. It's just,
they last forever.
The thing is bulletproof.
Yeah,
and it's worked great. I don't know. So I got my printer. I'm using a Dymo 4XL just because I've had this thing for about 5 years.
Yeah,
bulletproof. It has never failed me. Knock on wood. And I love the thing. I'm a Dymo type guy. You got to buy the stupid rolls and all that, but it works. And I love going to Dollar Tree. Why? They have all of the. I clean crap all the time. I'm cleaning. You can't see it, but I got like model trains down here that are going to need to be cleaned. Golf clubs that are going to be going out. I buy their cleaner. It's called Amazing. I don't know. It's like an orange type stuff in a spray bottle. And then I go over to their toothbrush section and I buy the denture cleaner toothbrushes. And then I go over there and I get their knockoff magic eraser. These are all for, it's now $1.25.
Yeah, but still.
It is the Dollar Tree. Magic eraser. They're clean. Oh, lint rollers, $1.25. But the toothbrushes are great because I clean everything from toys to, like I said, the trains here, golf clubs, everything. And I use that spray. So Dollar Tree is where I replenish my items. I save my receipt. I write it off of my taxes. Yep. These are just some little things that, don't run out and get all this expensive stuff.
No.
Especially if you're using a lot of it. Like I'll use toothbrushes until they're grimy and just toss them. And, you can get a pack of 4 of them for $1, right? Magic eraser I use on all of my bats. If I'm selling baseball bats, softball bats, I will use a magic eraser and it takes off all the ball marks, all the scuffs, all the grime, and the thing looks mint. So that's another great tip for you if you're cleaning bats, if you sell bats, magic eraser or the Dollar Tree brand. So there you go.
I do the same thing. I if I'm in a pinch and I need lint rollers, I run over there. If I'm cleaning shoes, I have a cleaning solution for shoes, but magic erasers work well for shoes too. But I don't have a lot of those supplies I need. A lint roller, I must go through tons of lint rollers.
Yeah. What about the little sweater
shaver? I got one of those. Yeah. The basics, But yeah, don't like I said, it goes back. If you don't have the money as a new reseller, you don't have that capital up front. Just get it as cheap as possible.
Dollar Tree, white foam boards, those poster boards. And that was my backdrop and still is to this day when I sell the small amount of clothing that I do. I just grab a couple of those for $1 each. I lay them down and that's how I take my pictures.
It works.
It works. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get started in this business. You do need to do a lot of research in this business. There's a lot of bad information. There's a lot of bad things to buy. But to set up your shop, to kind of set up, I think the most expensive thing was I'm running around buying shelving.
Yeah,
And,
there's always
that
like,
can get pricey.
yeah, I mean, same with the shelving in the back. It was like, $40-$50 per shelf. You gotta buy 8 of them. Yeah, it's a cost, but it's also slow, and it's a write-off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything you buy in business is a write-off. Write it all off. But yeah, just don't, especially the new sellers, don't go crazy. Keep it simple. As you get progressing in the business, upgrade. I started with the same method you are with the boards, taking photos of pictures. Then I got, then I went to the floor, and I got rugs. Then I have a backdrop, lights. Like you just work on it slowly.
And as you're going around to yard selling, look for stuff for your business. I find stuff all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well,
that's where I got my lights. So I don't know. There's just a little segment for you newbies out there that want to jump into this. It is a lot of fun. It is very rewarding. You can make a lot of money, or you can just make some money. I mean, it's all up to you. It literally is. You're gonna get out of it as much as you put into it, and keep feeding the beast and keep listing items, and find some good stuff. I was in a habit for a while finding just crappy stuff, and then like if you're literally not going to buy it for your personal use, why are you buying it thinking someone else is going to buy it?
Yeah.
It's just a bad habit, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you keep anything that you buy?
No, we discussed this before. Like I kept a pair of shoes. I may keep like a hoodie and wear it and then sell it.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't keep anything for myself. I mean, I'll wear it if I want. Like I took a few Tommy Bahama shirts to Florida with me last week. They're back in storage. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I came home.
That's a benefit, right?
Hung it up to dry, refolded it, relisted it, done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, yeah.
Wow.
So my bit of advice, like you were talking about, if you're a new reseller coming on and want to learn, just be mindful with the content. Like you said, with content you see out there, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of great content, but it's going to be up to you to decide who is feeding you a lot of BS and just want you to give them money, and compare it to people who are really trying to help. And there's both sides of that. There's great people trying to help everybody, and there's a lot of people just trying to get your money. Just be mindful. That's all. Just learn from people. All the content you need is free.
I think Nick nailed it there.
A lot of people start to buy what they think is cool versus, it happens all the time. I see it I'm on TikTok, so I see it on TikTok all the time. Like, I'm going to buy this shirt because it looks cool, but that shit's not going to sell. And it's hard. It's hard because, if you go to the bins, you're like, this shirt looks actually pretty neat. It may sell. And sometimes loud, outlandish prints do sell.
Right.
But research. You have to research.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to. Research what sells. I'm guilty of it. I got items that don't sell. It's just knowing your niche. That's all that is.
I'm a sucker for mid-century modern pieces. I think it's the coolest stuff. Think like the show Mad Men and just cool ashtrays and I love that stuff. But it doesn't mean it's going to sell. Just because I think it's cool.
Because you think it's cool doesn't mean
someone else does. Or it's a flooded market.
Yeah. It's
right?
hard.
I'm buying stuff that's already flooded.
Especially if you're getting stuff at a really good deal. Like, okay, I'm going to this location of source, and I know I can get everything for 50 cents. I'm just going to grab it all and hope it sells. It's hard to withhold doing that. We all do it. I mean, I find myself doing it all the time. It's tough. You just gotta learn. But I mean,
for free. I find it for free, and then I'm like, what?
And the thing with the clothing niche, would it be great for me to find 50 items that have 200% sell-through rate that sell for $200? Yes, but the reality is I'm not going to find that in one day sourcing. It's not going to happen. There's no way you can find a week's worth of listings or a month worth of inventory of all 200% sell through. It's hard. It's hard to do.
Yeah. So I think sell through rate should be one of the most important things that people start researching. You know, especially in my genre where I'm finding 80s toys and stuff like that. Just because it's old doesn't mean it's going to sell.
Right.
So, oh, dude, I found this thing for $5. It sells for $35 or $40. One sold.
Yeah.
Like, you might not want to jump on that.
So Nick's saying clothing is complicated for beginner. Yeah. The household names like Nike, Levi, Adidas are more a pass than a buy to a new person if you go in there blind. Yeah.
That's me. I'm buying Levi's. I'm buying, what was the one we said the other night? Marmot.
Yeah.
Marmot. And you're like, dude, no.
So, and like, it's so hard because those brands always change. Levi's overall is a shit brand, but within Levi's, there are some great items that sell for a lot of money within that brand. You just have to know. No one's going to go out there and find the 90s orange tab Levi's or the 60s Big E. Like, they're just not all out there. And the vintage Levi's that used to sell for $40, $50, $80, those vintage 90s Levi's now, $15. Nike, Adidas, there's within those brands are styles that will sell all the time.
Right.
You just have to know. But as a beginning seller, yeah, you're going to see all these. You're going to grab them all, and you're going to list that Nike T-shirt, and it's worth $4.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to learn as a beginner. And I got sucked into it. I made a lot of bad buys as a new eBay seller 6 years ago. You just learn.
Looks like Chad has a couple of good buys there. He bought all of his shelving at estate sales. He's got all of his ring lights from individual yard sales. And then he got a thermal printer for $150. Found an identical one at a yard sale for $20.
Wow.
So again, shop yard sales for your business, and you might find some stuff that you can use like right away or upgrade. Yeah. So, hey, it's good stuff right there.
All right. So, Nick, I love this question. So, in 2021, doing 2021, you can sell anything. You could crank out Peter Millar, FootJoy, Travis Matthew all the time, 100%. Those brands back in COVID times, 2021, before, they would sell it instantly for great money. Now, those brands, in my opinion, are garbage overall. Yeah. Again, within those brands, there's those styles that will sell.
I'm late to the Peter Millar party because I'm finding it and I'm like, yeah,
it's garbage.
It's garbage. Dude, it's like $8.
It's just learning those styles, man. Like, what do you know within Peter Millar? What's gonna sell and what's just gonna sit there forever? FootJoy used to always sell. I pass on now everything for FootJoy unless it's free. And Travis Matthew. Again, Travis Matthew used to be amazing.
I don't even know who that is or what that is.
It's just they're all golf brands.
A golf brand?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last golf brand I sold was a Ping, like a pullover, like little quarter zip. And it was cool, but it was only like $25.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, some good questions tonight. So
great. That's all I have. You want to close us out here? We will end the show.
I appreciate it. Looks like our channel is growing slowly, but it's growing. We're getting a lot of comments, a lot of interaction. Tell your friends, tell your family. Spread the word, guys. We got stickers. If you guys want stickers, message some of us.
Either one of us. We're on Instagram.
Instagram, you can message us wherever you find us. We'll send them out to you. With that, guys, I'm drinking iced tea, and we'll discuss what happened to me in a few weeks.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
See you next week. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Cheers, guys. Have a great week.
All right.
See you later.